Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my one-hit wonder girlfriend, Carol. Don't say Carol.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It's December 6th, 1997.
Does that mean that soon you're going to stop with the...
yes. Almost a day that lived in infamy.
What do you mean?
December 7th, 1941, you know. You don't, that's when Pearl Harbor was attacked.
Okay. Cool.
And then Roosevelt gave that speech, December 7th, 1941.
Sorry, I don't...
A date which will live in infamy. Planes from the Empire of Japan. Yep.
I don't have a photographic memory like Good Will Hunting, so...
I'm sorry about that.
I don't remember
really
when
sorry.
Pearl Harbor happened.
Yep. Well, I do. Sorry.
Congratulations.
Yes, I'm going to stop with the superlatives soon. And I'm running out of them.
I know. Every time there's a longer pause, you try to figure it out.
That's why this bit must die. I don't know why it started, when it started. Like all good bits, its origin is shrouded in mystery. Go back other tapes and try to figure it out. But you know what I'm trying to figure out, Carol?
What, Mark?
Why Ally McBeal is so fucking popular.
That's a very good question.
Callista Flockhart. She looks like she needs an Ally McMeal.
Yes.
Because she's very thin.
She is.
Waif-like.
She's like skeleton looking.
There are rumors, I think completely unfounded, about maybe some anorexia or something like that. But I think that's mean, to be honest with you. I think Callista Flockhart just happens to be one of those people whose natural body fat percentage is super low. They exist.
Maybe. Why is it mean for people to be concerned?
It's mean because they're spreading rumors like, oh, she's anorexic and stuff when they have no idea. They don't know.
Maybe they do.
Talking about somebody's body.
I mean, yeah, that's rude.
She was in an after-school special once where she played an anorexic.
Oh, really?
Yes. Actually, I think she was a bulimic because she had a closet full of jars with her vomit in it.
Ew.
She saved it.
Oh.
And she died in that after-school special. I remember. I think it was on, I don't know, Hubo or something like that. HBO. You got it. You can speak me now.
Yeah. I'm just sorry. I'm just a little traumatized over here with the vomit jars.
Anyway, this article says Ally gets such good buzz that minor roles win fame. Buzz. It's Ally McBeal. You know, a TV show is creating a real pop culture buzz when even fringe characters have their own websites. And the stylish Love It or Loathe It new Fox drama series about a frequently perplexed female attorney has even transformed the show's goofy dancing twins into cyber celebrities. Ugh, and that is awful. The baby...
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Played by Steve and Eric Cohen, the identically dressed dancing twins are grinning, hip-swinging regulars at the bar where Ally, Callista Flockhart, and her pals hang out. Fans can track down photos and biographical information on the Dizzy Disco siblings at members.aol.com/AlleyTwins. But Ally McBeal hasn't merely sprinkled magic dust on the kooky Cohens. Folk rocker Vonda Shepard, the piano-playing pop chanteuse who performs the show's theme song, has also been in the Buzz Bin. Of course, it helps that Shepard makes regular singing appearances in the trendy saloon where Ally and the dancing twins practice their relaxation skills. Probably doesn't hurt her CD sales either. Anyway,
fuck?
Yeah, it's just the way this article's written. You know, it's Mike Duffy. You know how he is.
I do, and I've never found him to sound like a 1920s villain before.
What say? Ally McBeal. So have you seen? I already know the answer, but have you seen Ally McBeal?
I mean, like an episode or two, sure. Not
There's,
much.
You know that Courtney Thorne Smith is in it. She's the one from Melrose Place.
Okay.
and some dude named Gil Bellows. They're also attorneys.
What a name.
At law.
Gil Bellows.
With its sly comic wit, Ally McBeal shrewdly explores office politics, romantic angst, and the odd conflicted world of male and female friendships. But then, I joined Ally's army from the start. Wow. Okay. So anyway, it's Ally McBeal. It's got given 4 stars out of 4 stars.
Wow. They're a real fan, huh?
Yeah. Here's some TV.
I am not a real fan.
No, I'm not either. Here's some TV this week. Touched by a Dolphin.
What? In the actual fuck? Did the TV guy bleed together and create a whole new thing?
It's a Dateline special. Touched by... Where did the dolphin touch you, Timmy?
That sounds so inappropriate.
Flipper alert. This wildlife special travels from Honduras to the Grand Bahamas to Australia to celebrate the dolphin for its beauty and intelligence. Actress Sharon Lawrence, a sea mammal maven, is the designated sea diving celebrity. It's really called Touched by a Dolphin.
That's so fucked up.
Which is even weirder when you know anything about dolphins, and they apparently are fucking horny and will...
Yeah, they rape people.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's gross. I don't want to be touched by a dolphin. I have no desire to swim with the dolphins. Sure, I guess it'd be kind of cool to see them, but right. I don't want them to touch me. Yeah. No. No caviar, thank you.
We know what their porpoise is. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Had a very shiny nose?
No, the actual thing's going to be on the 1960s thing.
Oh, I like that one.
Jenny McCarthy's dopey freshman chick-com joins NBC's generally lame ladies of Monday night only.
Generally lame?
This is Mike Duffy.
Wow.
Let's see. Maggie, Heather Page, finds out that her gorgeous blind date happens to have a hunky brother for Jenny. Naturally, the girls get all caught up in the complicated lie, which leads to slapstick complications.
Slap what now?
The Christmas List. Mimi Rogers and Marla Maples. No thanks. And then Brooklyn South.
What's Brooklyn South about?
It's a TV show. I don't fucking know.
Okay, why are we talking about it?
It's on.
Lots of things are on.
Yeah, I don't want to read any more about it, to be honest with you. I thought about it, but then I decided, no, I don't need to read that.
Okay.
Brooklyn South, figure it out. If you don't know, well, it probably will get canceled soon. And if you do know, then, you're in the know and we're not.
Congratulations.
All right, and then I've got one more story here. Fledgling networks lineups bank on youth for viewers. So they're banking on us. We're the youth of America. We're the kids in America. Oh.
Sure, Grandpa. Sure.
The WB and Michigan J. Frog is hungry for young viewers. No, Michigan. And so the Warner Brothers Baby Network, which introduces a new night of programming on Tuesday starting January 20th, is banking on the teeny bopper tag team allure of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Hell yeah.
And something called Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, I heard about that. I want to watch it.
Buffy has already attracted considerable youth culture attention on Monday nights with its hip, satiric mix of humor and horror in a high school setting. Dawson's Creek, created by hot screenwriter Kevin Williamson of Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer fame, who's also, I assume, wrote Scream 2, which we're going to see.
Yeah, I think next week.
Yeah. He explores the suburban lives of 4 teenagers growing up near Boston. Sounds fucking scintillating.
It does, actually.
The 2 dramas will air back to back.
See how easy it'll be?
Is Buffy a drama?
Suspense? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. The 2 dramas will air back to back 8 to 10 p.m. Tuesdays. Another new WB series, the action drama 3, moves into the old Buffy time slot at 9 p.m. on Monday.
But see, so it'll be easy. We'll just watch them both and then we can talk about them both, one right after another.
Oh, we're going to talk about Dawson's Creek. Sorry, I had to look at the title.
At least the first one.
Dawson's Creek. Who's Dawson?
I don't know. We'll find out.
It's just the name of the creek.
No, because I mean the way it's written sounds more like ownership.
Yeah, it's Dawson's Creek. It's like Miller's Crossing. Well, there's no apostrophe there. Though. While the major networks slug it out for adult viewers with Frasier, Home Improvement, and JAG on Tuesday nights, WB and its mini-network rival UPN will be competing for teens and 20-somethings. Moesha, a popular sitcom starring teen singer Brandy, which I think we talked about once, anchors UPM Tuesday night lineup of 4 comedy series along with Clueless, which we also talked about. Exactly. Malcolm and Eddie and In the House. In Detroit, WB is beamed up by... Yeah, we know it's Channel 20 and UPN's Channel 50. That's regional to us, Mike Duffy. We're doing a national show. I'm sorry. We're stealing content from you to do a national show.
An international show.
An international show.
These tapes make it all over the world.
Yeah, I saw the other day that we were in like Barbados and fucking Honduras and stuff like that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Antigua.
It's amazing what the internet can tell you.
Yeah, well, we get people from around the world tell us, hey, we're listening in Bosnia. Me and my 3 friends are listening in Bosnia, so you have 4 listeners in Bosnia. Thanks, Bosnia.
You just like to say Bosnia.
We have a sizable contingent in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And Germany.
Sup, Germany.
Ja. Was ist denn los?
What the hell does that mean?
I asked what was wrong. Why are you listening to us? What's wrong? No. Wie geht's? Tag, Deutschland, wie geht's?
What's that?
Hello, Germany. How goes it?
You say that like I should know, like, duh. Like, I don't speak German.
Yeah. Hast du etwas Zeit für mich?
Okay, no.
Kein Lied für dich.
Nope.
Von 99 Luftballons.
I call shenanigans
and
no.
Weg zum Horizont. I'm singing 99 Luftballons.
I know what you're doing. So.
do. What?
You're so weird.
We watched a movie, and it wasn't weird.
It was awesome. I think it's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
So we watched Dawson's Creek.
No.
We watched Good Will Hunting.
There you go.
Here's what I have to say about this, Carol.
Yes.
I don't know. We haven't really talked about it, so I don't know. I don't know exactly. You said you thought it was awesome just now, and you were pretty vociferous about it after we watched the movie. What you would say, boisterous, I think is the word you coined.
Okay.
Anyway, Gus Van Sant, talented director.
Sure.
Apparently written by Matt Damon and who we did like 2 weeks ago in that Rainmaker movie, and Ben Affleck, who's been in some Kevin Smith movies.
Yeah.
I guess Kevin Smith produced this as well. So you've got talent, and they're in the movie, both those guys. So Gus Van Sant's a good director. They're talented actors, both. You've got Robin Williams, absolute powerhouse.
Right.
Good cinematographer. Everything aligned to make this a good movie, and it just didn't work.
What?
It just didn't come together.
What in the fuck are you talking about?
Minnie Driver, great, but it just didn't come together.
What in the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean?
It was an amazing movie. What do you mean it didn't come together?
Well, what do you think I mean?
I think you're just fucking with me is what I think.
Are you asking if I'm serious?
Yeah.
Well, ask it.
Are you?
No, it was one of the best fucking movies of the year.
Exactly.
There are probably 5, maybe 4 or 5 scenes in this movie. The movie as a whole is good. But there are, like I said, maybe 4 or 5 scenes in this movie that I would put up there with the best scene in a movie in the last 40 years.
Wow.
Or so.
Okay.
And there's 5 of them.
Wow.
The movie as a whole is really good. Everything is kind of really cohesively drawn together. Mm-hmm. But there's like 5 standout scenes that are almost mini movies in of themselves.
Okay.
Because of the emotional arc that each character goes on throughout the scene. And it's hard to describe. So, like I said, Ben Affleck and from fucking Mallrats.
Yeah.
The guy that had sex with people in the ass from Mallrats that worked at Fashionable Mail, and Matt Damon, dumb lawyer in The Rainmaker, wrote this movie.
Yeah, that's so crazy that these 2 dudes could write a movie and then
27 and 25 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm blown away. The writing of this is the best written movie I've seen maybe in my lifetime.
Yeah.
How long is that? Who's to say? but it's like I said, there are like 4 or 5 scenes in this movie that I'd put each individual one of them up against fucking Chinatown, The Godfather, scenes from each of these movies as one of the best scenes in the latter half of the 20th century, and there are 5 of them in this movie.
Okay, let's hear what these 5 scenes are then.
Well, I'm trying to remember exactly all of them.
Okay.
For one, the scene that you really responded to, where he gets into a fight. So let's set it up.
Okay.
If you haven't seen this movie, just go see the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
We
You must.
both love it. It's 100% worth going out to the movies. This is a movie you go to the theater to see. Not because it's a big spectacle or anything like that, but this is a movie experience. You go and see this movie, and afterwards you talk about it with your friends. It's a whole thing. Go and see the movie. If you haven't seen the movie and you're still listening to this, you're insane.
See,
But
we didn't
do
get
it anyway.
to experience the second part of that. We had to wait to talk about it till now, which is why he can fuck with me and be like, "Oh, I didn't like the movie."
Right.
It's like all I want to do is talk about it.
I wanted to see how crazy you would go because it's so obviously a fantastic movie. It's the best movie we've seen this year.
Yes.
I'd put this up against Tarantino movies. As far as original dialogue, I'd put it up against anybody, to be honest with you. It's not as stylized, dialogue-wise. It's not as stylized as like a Tarantino thing. But they do a lot of stuff. First of all, it takes place in Boston, which I guess Damon and Affleck are from Boston.
Okay.
But I don't think they're from Southie, which is... Boston is... for those of you that don't know a lot about Boston, Boston's one of the most racially divided cities in the world and one of the most class-divided cities in the world.
Okay.
There's the area where, MIT and Harvard is and everything, kind of north of the city and stuff like that. The northern suburbs, Cambridge, and everything like that. And then down into the northern part of the city where it's the upper crust kind of people, right? And then there's Southie and other parts like that, where they talk like they're doing this movie, hey, go fuck yourself, that kind of, it's sort of stereotypical, but that exists.
Yeah.
Right. And then racially, this movie doesn't tackle that at all, but it's also an enormously racially divided city. There's a lot of divides in Boston.
I don't think there's a single person of color in the whole movie.
No, which is normal for Boston because they don't. I'm not saying that no black and white people mix in the Boston area, but Detroit's also a fairly racially divided city, or the area of Detroit and the suburbs are racially divided. Boston's very similar to that. And obviously there are people that reach across lines on both sides. But, it's not unusual for a group of guys like this to not really come into contact with many black people because of the divisions. So that's an interesting backdrop to the story. And then the orphan, Will Hunting is an orphan. this is a guy that is ostensibly a genius, and he was abandoned by his family and abused by
his
foster parents and stuff, and he has a lot of trauma mixed in with this genius. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the backdrop. He meets Minnie Driver, who's lovely, and a fantastic actress, and the chemistry between her and Matt Damon is awesome. They work really well together. There's a lot of trust there, acting-wise, you can see. Mm-hmm. And Matt Damon also works really well with Robin Williams. Those two individual relationships, him and her, and then him and him, are the soul of this movie. And, to a lesser degree, him with Ben Affleck.
Skarsgård, too. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, a little bit with Stellan Skarsgård. But I meant more him and Affleck. I mean, there's definitely some tension between him and Stellan Skarsgård, but there's a lot of shorthand of we've been best friends for a long time between Affleck and Damon, and it comes through in the performance. So there doesn't have to be a lot there. But yeah, I would say those relationships are the kind of the crux of the movie. But so a lot of those scenes that I'm talking about come from different points in those relationships. The first one is when he's kind of sort of confessing to Minnie Driver. She's saying that she's leaving. She needs to go to med school in Stanford in California.
Right.
They're in Boston, obviously. And she wants him to go with her. And it's all this fear. And, you know, he's used to being rejected by everybody. He doesn't know if he trusts her yet. Mm-hmm. And all of this is coming out. And it's, like, explosive and sad. And there's a lot of emotions going through this scene. And so that's one of them. I mean, what do you seemed to react to that scene. What did you think of that scene?
Throughout the whole movie, the thing that struck me about her character was that she's very brave.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one of the things that I saw in this scene was just this guy is having an emotional meltdown, pushed her up against the wall, pounding the wall, screaming in her face. And she just loves him so much, and she just wants to convey that to him, and she's not backing away or any, she's just right there like, I love you. So I thought that was amazing.
She's also an orphan.
I think only her father died. I don't think that both her parents were dead.
She said she inherited the money.
When her father died.
Right. If her mother was alive, she wouldn't inherit the money.
But she only talked about her dad.
I think that her mother died or left before. I don't think her mother was in the picture. I think the father died when she was 13, and since she was already fairly old, the courts probably allowed her to stay in the house with a guardian, like a butler or something like that, an adult that could care for her, because they apparently had a lot of money.
She said she went to schools. She was probably in a boarding school, I think, was what she was saying.
Yeah, and that's fine. But they probably, because she had money, they probably allowed that. Instead of her he was abandoned. She suffered a loss. So that's a difference. She had money, he didn't. Mm-hmm. She was allowed to essentially choose where she went and everything. But I guess that privilege or whatever you want to call it, that afforded her an ability to be brave in a way that he's not yet ready to be brave.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, she lost her father. And he says it about the money and stuff, and she's like, do you think that I wouldn't trade all that money for one more day with him? And she says, but that's what happened. That's my life, and I have to deal with it. So, like you said, that it speaks a lot to her bravery, her ability to kind of. She's much more mentally sound and put together than he is. She is his end goal as far as emotional and mental health. Not exactly, but that's kind of the template of that's where he wants to get to. He wants to get to a place where he can say that. These things happened, but this is my life, and I deal, and we move forward. There's a lot of trauma for everyone involved in the story. All the major characters involved in the story. There's a lot of trauma, and there's a lot of how do you deal with your trauma, and do you hide or do you move on? And there are varying levels of people dealing with their trauma. Sean, the psychologist, the therapist,
Robin Williams,
he has trauma too.
Oh yeah, his wife died and she was sick for a long time,
and he deals with it better than Will Hunting deals with it.
Not that much,
but he also is not dealing with it great.
No.
Minnie Driver is definitely, if you're ranking, is definitely on top.
Well, she's also like, she lost her dad when she was 13. Right. She's got to be like 20, 21. That was several years ago. She's had a lot of time to process that trauma. And if she's been well protected in life since that point, I mean, yeah, she probably has dealt with her stuff.
She's had advantages, for sure. But just as like a character and as a template, she's where they want to get to. Then another one of the scenes, the second big scene with Robin Williams, where the first big scene is, so Damon gets arrested because they just it's so weird. They're 20-year-old guys hanging out at a kid's like little league game, and they don't have kids there, but they're just cheering on these kids.
Why were they there?
It's so weird. But I think it's just because Bostonians are so fucking sports fanatics,
right? That
it's just like that's entertaining to them too.
Okay,
and they're rooting for their home team and everything because they're rooting for the kids. They're like they're not being dicks. They're not being disrespectful or anything. They're like, take two, Tommy. You know, they're cheering like they're watching the fucking Red Sox play. And I think that's kind of and it's sweet. And it's either one of two things. One, they couldn't afford to do the actual Red Sox, or two, it's just going to show like how fanatic they are about sports and stuff.
Is it possible that they just didn't explain that one of them has a little brother on the team or something? I mean,
I don't think so. No. I think it's just that's just how they are, right?
Okay.
It's something to do.
Sure.
In Southie. So, anyway, the first big scene is he gets in trouble because they see these guys and he's like, oh, he used to beat me up in elementary school, in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm. Kindergarten.
So while they're driving by, they're like, let's beat the fuck out of him. So for no reason, they just stop and they just beat the shit out of this guy and all his friends.
Who did nothing. His friends didn't do shit. And he didn't do anything since kindergarten.
And that's the kind of stereotypical, like, I'm sure not everyone in Southie, some fucking Irish tough that's like, oh, let's fucking roll up on these guys and beat their asses. Go down to Harvard. We'll go down to Bar Harbor. Fuck them. You know, like, I'm sure not everyone's like that, but, you know.
These characters are.
It does I mean, it's not like it never happens. Stereotypes are usually blown out of proportion, but they usually also start from somewhere.
Right.
But anyway, so he's in trouble with the law.
That was funny, though. I'm sorry. I couldn't help but laugh when he just walks up to the guy and is like,
hey, we went to kindergarten together.
And then just starts pummeling him. Yeah.
This guy must have been so surprised. Like, what the fuck? So the whole... And he solves this big equation, which I think is in a lot of the commercials, so people should know that even if they haven't seen it.
Yeah, he's the janitor at MIT. They put out an equation on a board in a hall to challenge the students, and he solved it.
They wisely don't get into what the math is at all.
No.
Because everyone would be lost.
Right.
So they... basically, the terms of his release that Stellan Skarsgård secures for him is... He works on the math stuff because he's a genius, and he has to go to therapy because obviously he has problems. He's been arrested for assault a bunch of times, and all the charges have been thrown out because he cites obscure law precedences.
He got away with Grand Theft Auto by citing something about
buggy and carriage laws from 1870.
It was ridiculous. But I mean, it's definitely fucking entertaining.
Right. So the first big scene is they do a bunch of different therapists, and he fucks with all of them. The one thing that's really great about this movie is you get to know, especially in this scene, you get to know exactly who Will Hunting is. His exact character. He's a genius, and he's so smart he can fucking figure out a way to fuck with all these people. Every therapist he brings in, he reads whatever book they wrote to try to get at him.
What bothers me about this, though, is there's different kinds of intelligence.
Yeah.
And he's obviously lacking emotional intelligence in,
for sure,
everything else about him. Yet he's able to pick these people apart. I mean, that's not the same kind of genius that handles math and science and, everything. But, I mean, he does. He does it all.
Well, he doesn't do it all. But, yes, he is written almost as if he's Superman, essentially. I agree. It's a little overblown. But the first big scene with Robin Williams is he keeps... It's like word salad. He's going through a ton of different topics because he's probing. He's looking for a weakness. And finally, when he says, maybe you married the wrong woman, he gets an emotional response out of Robin Williams. And he gets, like you said, he gets this little smile on his face. And it's like he looks so happy that he's found this. And then he keeps poking at it. And Robin Williams strangles him.
This bothers me. For the sake of the movie, their relationship, his performance, everything is fantastic. But I just need to throw out there that it's totally inappropriate and that no therapist worth anything would actually relate to this person in the way that he does.
I think that they get around that by saying he's not a therapist.
Yeah, he teaches.
He teaches psychology. And so he's a professor, but he doesn't have a lot of experience with therapy. He just knows. So I think that's how they get around it, is he's not a professional therapist.
He's not currently, but he was. I mean, he talks about he took 6 years off of therapy when he was taking care of his wife.
I thought he was saying he took 6 years off of teaching.
I thought maybe you're right.
I think that's why he's not as respected as he was, because he wasn't. You have to keep publishing and stuff.
Right.
Like you have to keep doing the research and everything to be at the top of the list. And I think I thought. I mean, I could be wrong. We'd have to. I would love to see it again.
Yes.
But the second big scene with him is after that, when they have a quiet moment in the park, and he's basically like, you came in and you fucking ruined my life or whatever by saying this stuff, and I couldn't sleep and everything, and I thought about it, and as soon as I realized one thing, then I didn't think about you anymore, and I was able to sleep. And he goes on to this long diatribe about how Will is just a fucking kid, and he doesn't know anything. He knows all the book stuff. He could quote this and that. He could tell you, he's like, what you don't know about love. You if I asked you about love, you quote me sonnets. You talk about this, all this clinical, stuff and everything. He's like, but you don't know what it's like to lay next to a woman year after year. And he goes through all this stuff. And while he's doing it, this helps too. The camera's super close on him, and we don't know how Will's reacting to this. And the whole time I'm thinking, show us his fucking face. I want to know. I'm sitting here with my mouth open and everything. I'm like, I want to know, how is he being smelled, what? And Van Sant just beautifully starts to slowly pan back the camera and just give us the barest glimpse of the side of his face and his reaction. As it goes on, but still obviously keeping Williams as the focus of the scene. And the writing of this, especially from these two young people, the writing of this, it's so beautiful and spot on. It's a fantastic scene. It's one of the best soliloquies that I've seen on film in a long time.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's an amazing scene.
And yeah, so it's fantastic. That's another one. That's another of the 4 or 5 that I would put up there.
Okay. Another scene with the two of them towards the end, I think, that's
on the list too.
Yeah.
I think that's the I've heard even people say, it's not your fault, and that's the scene we're talking about. That whole thing with 4 words just repeated over and over again is a complete character arc.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
And again, it's a beautiful scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your fault, repeated over and over. It's a fucking cheat, though, and it's not the way real therapy would work, because it's not your fault would need to be repeated over and over years.
Yeah.
To get that kind of a actual impact.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, I don't know. I think
it's movie shorthand, though.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those problems when you see a movie that touches on a subject that you study intently and know very well. Sometimes the stuff that needs to be compressed or changed or whatever to make the movie magic, because movies aren't real life, bother you because you're like, well, that's not real. But nothing in movies is real.
Right. I mean, it's still amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It still made me cry. I mean, it's great. It's just.
But yeah, I agree. It is. It's a bit, and we don't know how long they've been working together.
Right.
He was supposed to serve 2 years. At the end of the movie, he's released, they say. So did they cut it into a year? Did he basically do a year of therapy, a year kind of probation thing? That's my guess.
I think it was probably a little bit less than that, because they didn't have a 20th birthday, and he was released on his 21st birthday.
Right.
And also, it didn't seem like he was dating Minnie Driver that long.
But for a while, longer than it would be, longer than it would seem in movie times. But anyway, so that scene would be another one of the ones. And I can see now, and I get it, but I can see Saturday Night Live or comedians or whatever, that's going to be a joke. The it's not your fault thing. That's going to be the punchline of a lot of jokes. Partially for the reason that you said, because it is kind of a cheat.
Well, and it's also highly emotional, and, emotions make people uncomfortable, so they're going to make fun of it.
Right.
But yeah,
so that's 3.
The whole thing's just. I cried so much during this movie.
Well, it is very emotional. Another thing too, another great scene that I would put up there is when they're in the bar, when he first meets Minnie Driver.
A more fun scene, yes.
And he goes through there's as she calls him, a Michael Bolton clone, which is hilarious. He's trying to make Ben Affleck's character feel like an asshole. This highlights the class divide in Boston. They touch a lot on that class divide.
Yeah.
Not on the racial divide, but they do touch on the class divide. That highlights that. That's sort of symbolic of that. And, here comes this dude basically showing that intelligence can, to an extreme level like his, can have a leveling effect. Because he comes in and makes this dude that's studied at Harvard feel like an asshole.
As he should.
Yeah, exactly. But that scene's great, combined with the "how do you like them apples?"
Yes.
punchline, which will probably also be a joke thing that people do. But that's 4 scenes.
But that's another reason why I say Minnie Driver's character is so brave. What the hell was her name again?
Skylar.
Yeah, Skylar. I love that name. She fucking comes up to him in the bar like, hey, you're an idiot. I've been sitting there for 45 minutes waiting for you to come talk to me. And then she gives him her number.
Yep.
She asks him out. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just...
This for the romantic part of this movie, it's not comedy. There are funny parts of it, but it's not a romantic comedy. It's a drama. That the romantic part of this movie subverts a lot of expectations like that, where she comes up to him, she asks him out. At the end, she's leaving. She's getting on a plane to California. He's sitting by, I don't know, the Narragansett or one of the fucking rivers that run through Boston, and just thinking of everything. And you can see it's very subtle, but she's looking around as she's boarding. They show 2 or 3 scenes of it. And in each scene, she's kind of looking around. She's waiting for him to movie style bust in there and declare his love and everything. And it doesn't happen. That would happen in other movies, but it doesn't happen in this movie.
And he even had the audacity to call her, like, in between when they basically broke up and when she's leaving, to call her. And then when she says, I love you, he's just like, okay, take care.
Yeah.
Like, why are you calling her? Leave her alone then.
She says to him in the big fight scene, one of the ones I'd put up there, that she's like, say I don't love you. Tell me you don't love me, and I won't call you, whatever.
And I won't be in your life.
He says, I don't love you. And the way she breaks down and cry, I mean, Minnie Driver, Oscar-worthy. Like, the way she absolutely collapses, it's fantastic. And then, like you said, he calls her, and she's like, I love you, and he basically says, yeah, well, have a good night life, or whatever.
Like, what was the point?
Because he wants to reach out. He wants the connection, but he's afraid. Fear plays an enormous role in his life.
Which is why she had to be the one to ask him out. He never would have done it.
Correct. And because he won't take any chances. The Stellan Skarsgård's setting him up for all these different jobs because of his incredible genius, even though he doesn't have a degree, but he's that kind of a brain. And he makes a joke out of all of them, kind of like he does with the therapists, because he's afraid.
Yeah.
He's afraid to take any chances at all because he's afraid of failure. It's easy to hang out with the guys he hangs out with and drink every day and go back to his shitty apartment and work menial jobs and not use his brain. He has a gift. What if he fails? What if he's not as smart as he thinks he is? He doesn't want to challenge himself at all.
Right.
And yeah, that's a big part of his character. And learning to deal with that is a big part of his character arc. And similarly, Robin Williams, somewhat too. He doesn't take chances.
Yeah.
Not as much for fear, but more just out of not like despair almost, like mourning.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to. His wife died. The love of his life died, and he wants to withdraw from life completely.
Yeah, she's gone, so he's just like, okay, I'm just done. He's just waiting to join her. That's basically his life.
Exactly. And that's what it seems like. And they help each other, obviously. Yeah. That's why it has to be not a traditional therapy thing.
Well, yeah, because a good therapist, you wouldn't really know anything about them.
And he couldn't affect him in the way he, Will Hunting couldn't affect him the way he does if it was a professional relationship. Yeah,
and like all those other therapists before him, there's no way he could connect to somebody like that.
No.
So.
It also wouldn't have worked for him.
Yeah.
They had to go get Sean because he's the only one it could have worked with.
Yeah.
He had to be unprofessional in order for it to work. But yeah, I can't say enough about this movie. I mean, fantastic.
So amazing. I definitely want to go see it again. I mean, we go to the movies like every freaking week, and I still want to go see it again.
Yeah, I know. Just it absolutely blew me away. I didn't have a ton of expectation necessarily. I didn't think it was going to be horrible, but I didn't think much about it. And I was like, oh yeah, math genius janitor. Okay, whatever. But man, and to think that these two guys wrote this movie.
Yeah.
Well, what are they going to do in Hollywood? You know what I mean? Like, because they're both good actors too.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they wrote it, and then they did such a fantastic job, like, bringing it to life.
Yeah, maybe they won't write anything else. I don't know. Maybe they'll just be actors, because maybe this story was super personal to them because it's Boston, and they have, it's their kind of childhood or whatever. But I mean, just a fantastically written movie, and yeah, I don't know.
That scene when Ben Affleck's like, the best part of my day is that 10 seconds when...
And that's the one I'm on the fence about. As far as the best scene.
Okay.
That one is the one I'm like, maybe that one I would include.
When he actually gets there? Because
yeah,
I mean, like, when he's on the porch and he finally realizes that he's gone, like, he's looking in the windows and he realizes he's gone, just like the emotions that just go over his face.
There's sadness, there's joy, there's a lot,
everything.
Confusion at first.
I love it.
Yeah. It's a great, and like I said, that's the one that's the one I'm on the fence about. It's a great scene. Is it up there with the other ones? I don't know.
My other question, though, it's like, okay, he turned down all these jobs. He even had accepted a job that then he ends up saying, never mind.
Right.
Tell him I went to California to go see about a girl or whatever it was. How is he going to do anything? Like, he doesn't have a degree, and he won't have this guy helping him set up all these meetings and stuff, telling people how brilliant he is.
Well, here's the thing. So, I thought about that, and it's like, is Minnie Driver still going to be single or whatever?
Yeah, like, is she waiting for him out there?
But I choose to believe that they will have a happy life.
I hope so.
Now, he could call Stellan Skarsgård and be like, hey, can you, set up some stuff for me out here? Or...
He probably doesn't have connections out there.
Well, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. The dude won a Fields Medal. I mean, he's got lots of connections. But she's got a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true.
So he could apply to Stanford. I mean, he'll blow away any standardized test.
That's true.
So he could apply to Stanford and get a degree and do anything he wants from there. So I think with the kind of, because I don't know if there's anyone with the kind of genius that he has. Maybe there are a couple out there, but they talk about Einstein. Not even Einstein had the level of intelligence that they depict from this guy.
Yeah.
Like, obviously Einstein was a genius and creative because he thought about physics in a way lots of other people didn't. But not even he would be quoting history books and photographic memory. They give him the best parts of every genius. And so, like I said, I don't even know if anyone could be as smart as they depict him, but if they could, they can write their own. I mean, with a brain like that, you can write your own ticket anywhere.
That's true.
You don't need connections, because immediately anybody at Stanford that knows anything is going to be like, holy fuck. And they're going to want a part of it. They're going to want to be a part of it too. Just like Stellan Skarsgård was.
I felt bad for Skarsgård's character.
Yeah, Gerald Lambeau. Yeah, because he was a genius and a mathematical genius. He won the Fields Medal, which is essentially, as they say, the Nobel Prize for mathematics. I think there is a Nobel Prize for mathematics too, but it's a very prestigious award in mathematics. Not many people win it, but he's teaching at MIT, which is great. That's a prestigious position, but he's not leading a research team or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably. It seems like there's some failure on his part. He feels inferior. He at no point does he ever want to use this kid for his own purposes.
Yeah.
Like, everything seems super altruistic, but he also admits some jealousy.
Well, yeah, it's obvious
of this kid's intellect.
He looks so sad.
At one point he says, some days I wish I'd never met you, then I wouldn't know that someone like you existed.
It would be awful to think that you're like the best and then find somebody who puts you so far below them.
That's the nature of life, though, in every aspect, whether it be sports, academic pursuits, whatever, writing, acting. Eventually, you won't be the best anymore. That's just the nature of life, and you kind of have to accept it, But there will never be anyone better than us doing this.
Right.
So, Carol, tell the people where they can tell us how great we are.
You can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com. Mm-hmm. Check out our website at www.rogerlatefee.com. And share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.